I'm Minkin, and I'm GPI's 2015 Women's Player of the Year. So growing up, I actually was really interested in medicine. I saw myself being a surgeon, and at a young age was very focused on my academics. I also was interested in art and music. I play the piano as well as the violin, and I had a minor in studio art. And my major was molecular and cellular biology at the University of Arizona. So I graduated with the intention of going to medical school. I ended up going to law school with the idea of practicing somewhere in the health field or medical field, and I ended up doing what I do now, which is medical malpractice defense, and I love it. And I still am doing that today, as well as playing poker professionally. So when I was younger, I went to a prep school, so a lot of my time revolved around school. I was also involved in sports as well as music and art, so I was pretty busy. My family was really close. It was me and my younger brother growing up, and we ate dinner together every night and spent time together, and swam in the pool and hung out and played games. So, I had a really great childhood growing up, and I was very driven and focused and knew that I wanted to excel in school, and I saw myself becoming a doctor, so I knew that I had to get the grades to do that. So I spent a lot of time studying, and I still spent time with friends, but not as often as probably the typical kid at that age. When I went to U of A, I was a molecular and cellular biology major with a minor in studio art. And I did that because I have a passion for both medicine and art. And so my idea was to tie those two passions together and be a surgeon and use my aesthetics to be able to help people with burns and other reconstructive surgery. So that's really what I intended to do. So the married, partnership of those two things I was really focused on throughout school. And then I took a bioethics class, which just opened a whole new world of interest in just the aspects of the legal medical world. And so once that opened up, I decided to pursue law, and I just loved it, and I felt like that was the perfect fit for me. But it was hard, letting go of the artistic side of me, because it kind of, I really don't have time to pursue those things anymore. I actually got very lucky and found a firm after my first year in law school that did medical malpractice defense, and I clerked with them for the summer after my 1L year. And then they hired me for a year, so I got my feet wet, and I loved it, and I worked with them for a really long time. And then the firm I work for now was affiliated with the original firm, so I just kind of got grandfathered in a little bit and made really good relationships early on. They liked that I had a pre-med background, so that helped me in my career as well. But it's really about who you know and being in the right place at the right time, just like poker. After U of A, I moved to Phoenix and lived with my mom for a year. When I had originally planned to go to law school, I didn't know if I'd like it because my background, I didn't have any background in, anything based in law. So I was kind of gambling a little bit. I figured I'd go for a year. If I didn't like it, I'd apply to medical school and go that route. Well, I ended up loving it, and it was vastly different from what I was used to, but I had a lot of free time I wasn't expecting. And so I started going to the casino because it was close to my mom's house, and I just fell in love with the game. It was really, really fun, and I played on my free time and then started making some money, so I just kept playing. So I'm really fortunate to be working for a firm that knows that I'm a poker player and supports that. So I'm actually able to work remotely, so that helps tremendously. I'm able to travel and pull up my computer as long as I don't have a hearing or a deposition or I have a court appearance, that I can do a lot of work from my computer. So I stay really busy, but the flexibility makes it possible for me. In 2014, that was the first year I really spent time and energy into tournaments. Prior to that, I was just a cash player. And so to have so much success with such a small amount of practice, I would say. It was surprising, but felt really good. I started the year off very strong. I won a prelim event at LAPC, and then I final tabled a WPT in February, so I was already like at the head of the game for the Women's Player of the Year, so I figured I'd chase it. And after the summer, when I got 29th in the main event, Liv was catching up to me, so then I had to travel. I thought I was like, oh, I'm gonna lock, I'm not worried about it, and then Liv was like on my heels and passed me a few times, so I ended up going to a circuit event in Chicago, and I final tabled that, and that kind of locked it. So that was really fun, but I'm glad I got some competition, because in the beginning of the year I just thought I would win and not have to worry about it, but Liv kept me going. My dad from the very beginning has been my biggest fan. He actually was sweating me in 2013 when I got second place in the Arizona State Championship from the first hand dealt at 9 a.m. until I got second, and it was just so cool to have him there. He'd bring me lunch, and it was really fun, and just to see how excited he got was interesting, because it's like I've been to law school and I've accomplished a lot academically, but it was like a different, to see his daughter competing on that level, I think made him really proud, and so that makes me feel good about pursuing poker. So after my success in 2015, I wanted to find alternative avenues to invest my money. Most recently I started my own e-commerce business, and so that's going really well, and I've invested in a few other things. Cryptocurrency I just got into, which is exciting. So I think it's important to just diversify your profit if you can, if you're in poker. I'm fortunate enough that I don't play poker regularly, so I don't need a six-figure bankroll at all times. So yeah, I'm really fortunate to be in the position I'm in. I bought my own house. I live a simple life, but it's manageable and it's easy and flexible, so I definitely can't complain.